Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, Vaja. Good morning.
Good morning to you all. So how did you spend your weekend? Everyone, please, if you want to tell, tell me about yourself, but that should be what you have done on a weekend. How will you do it? Okay, the task is simple. We need to you need to tell about yourself, but you need to tell what have you done on a weekend. That's it. Okay. Himaja, let's start with you. Go ahead. Don't be silent.
Hi, Vijay. Sorry, there was some issue with the mic.
Mhm. Yeah, but can
Yeah.
you hear me properly?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Tell me. What
So
have you
yeah,
done on a over the weekend?
over the weekend. So yeah, so on Saturday first, I went for the movie. Then I
Mm-hmm.
traveled to Chennai.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a nice trip. In between, we went somewhere around nearby Tirupati and all. We went somewhere like from Tirupati to Chennai. I traveled. So nearby Tirupati, we went to some places.
Mm-hmm.
And then by 8 o'clock we reached Chennai. After that, I had gone through some like creative recordings of the office ones. Like we had some new things coming up. So yesterday we had some work. So I have gone through the like some creative recordings of the office. Like and I did some work for the office so that I'll have some time in the weekdays to concentrate more on UiPath.
Nice, good to know. What about Yodikondalu? Yodikondalu, unmute and talk, please. Poonam,
yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
good morning.
Actually, I traveled to my hometown
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. After reaching my hometown, I took some rest. Uh, After that, I met with my family members and relatives, and after that, I did some practice on UiPath tool,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, actually, I was tired at that time. So took some rest and yesterday
Mm-hmm.
uh, I traveled back to Noida.
Nice.
Yes.
Great to know. So we'll take these introductions later since we have started our meeting, and this meeting is getting recorded and it will be available for it should be for 1 hour. But in this 1 hour, what we will do is we will start with a quick okay, now that we have some understanding of projects, now that we have some understanding of what are the details and how things are moving in, so what I will do a very small end-to-end POC. Okay, so maybe we can just think like, okay, I just need to have um, all the jobs that are available, or you can also say that, okay, I just need to have LinkedIn. In that LinkedIn, I just need to Naukri, Naukri. I'll share my past screen just a second. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So if you see, if you just add double quotes at the front and back, then it will give you the exact match. Okay, but I want to have the date relevance. Okay, so how many jobs are there? There are 7, not one. Black. Work from home during COVID. I want only remote locations. Yes, so these are the consultancies, or these are the ones that that I need. But all other than that, I can also search for other things as well. Okay, if I want to filter out the packages, I can also do that. So my target is not to extract information, but to complete this project task. So in this, so I think along with me, you two can start. But let's start with this one. So anyone attended any interviews? Yes, no. What happened? Today is
No, no.
27 June 20. Okay. So today we are going to get Naukri job profile jobs. So the target is open Naukri. Okay. Apply date filter, then search for UiPath, and then extract info to Excel. Okay. I think that should be good. So later what we can do, we can search for each and everything and we can apply, but we'll do this small activity. New UiPath Studio. Whoever have joined, have you understood about UiPath ARI framework or not? Or is it still pending that you need to look more? Is everyone good with ARI framework or not? Do you have any issues with ARI framework?
Yes, sir. I have issues with RE framework.
What is that, Poonam?
Whenever I try to convert my project in RE framework, I always get errors.
Okay, if you resolve the errors, then the issues will be resolved. Right?
Most of the times, but I am not confident about RE framework actually.
Okay, we'll do one thing. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, let's start with a robotic enterprise framework. So, no, I'll share my screen. Don't
Okay.
share it. That's fine. You have any issues. Great. So, in solution, whenever we have an application, solution structure, folder for the application. We are working with Naukri, right? So, what we will do, we'll just add a new folder, add new folder called Naukri, and whatever we want to do, we will add in this. So this is all about folder structuring as well. So Naukri, add sequence. So this is naming convention. Login. Okay. I will also create one more. Irrespective of what it does, I will create some basic activities. Sequence called Naukri logout. Okay. And then add sequence Naukri underscore extract info. So these are the three files that I am creating. Okay. So what login should do? It should open a URL, right? Manage packages. So we'll try to upload all the packages. So we'll use the latest ones. All the browser activities and all. That's it. Okay. So what are the list of steps that we need to write in this one? Can you please unmute and talk? Anyone can talk. What are the list of steps?
Open browser, type into.
Navigate directly. We can directly navigate, right? With open browser.
Yeah.
I think this should be enough. Logout. Annotations. So I normally add annotations every time, and this is the best practices. And close this. This is the activity. So what are the things that we need to do? We have app recorder and web recorder now for the profile. So app or web. F2 to pause it. Sorry, F4. Okay, I can pause it and I can go to this one. Okay, all I need is this one, Naukri.com. Okay, and then I need to just go search for jobs. I can just browse search. So this is the one. Start recording, and I want to just type it here. So here we'll write uh, double quotes jobs. Sorry, UiPath. Okay, and then plain text empty field confirm. So this will add the value, and then here location I can check later, but I can click on this one. Okay, so I can just pause it again to add the value, and then search. So let's see, these are the recorded steps, and then input method is this time save. Now when I open this one, see I'm navigating to browse store this one. referencing element, targeting properties. So this is added in descriptors UI activities, or you can just say that this is UI activities browser repository, object repository. Okay. Now here, other than just, we can just leave this aside. All we are trying to do is we are trying to open a browser, and after opening a browser, just type into a one value. Once typing is completed, then go ahead and single left click button. So this is what I have. So all I can do is I can just go ahead and close it. One important thing that most of the people are missing is breakpoints and how to do debugging. So I will never go ahead and I will never run this one. I will enable execution trail and highlight elements, log activities as well. I will just do step into from the beginning. The main reason is if I do step into, I will have a control of how things are moving and where I want to stop. This is getting executed. So if you, can you see this step into will actually take you one step ahead. First it will check with this one browser. So let's see if that is, so this is opening this particular URL, step into typing into one particular input. Let's see if this can type. It should type. If it is not typing, then we'll edit it and correct it. It's completed. That's what it said. But here we didn't have the information. So this is wrong, or this is not coming in properly. So our target should be this particular item should be working. Edit target, descriptor, edit in descriptor. That's fine. Okay. Now strict selector, validate, target, show all methods. So this is the one. Input type is text, is what we have. Ignore text. Okay. So now I'm trying to open a object repository. So this is object repository. See, everything on the desktop will be an object and we can track it using this object repository. I can just navigate to here. It's giving me text option and class input skill, parent ID skill. This is what it's telling. Placeholder. Okay, save. Validate. Confirm. Okay, I'll just use double quotes UiPath. So this will give me a double quotes UiPath. Debug again, but it will stop here because of the input. Some things that you need to understand is if the website is not open, only then this is opening. If the website is already open, then it's not opening. UiPath entered. Step into. You should click on it. The values will come. So what's the next step? I need to click on reference relevance and update the date. So this is done. Stop. What are the activities we need to have in this one?
Click activity.
Instead of click activity, can't we just use This one Naukri, we have used browser, right? We can just use this one, and we can also see to log out if I'm not wrong, or close browser. Just let's see. Close tab, navigate to close always. So now we are closing this particular item and then open never. So here I can just map it as never and resize window none. And if you can see, I can map or check with all the targets over here. So if there is a URL match, then all it does is it will step into it will close this particular browser. Step into step into. Let's see what's happening. If this is not working, you should tell me why it's not working. Why is it waiting for this much time? Can anyone tell what is the timeout of a browser activity?
30 seconds. Any activity.
That's correct. So when it's trying to enter or trying to check, here the URL is browse jobs, but here the URL is UiPath jobs. Okay, so that is the reason it is throwing an error. So stop. Let's correct this selector. Just see what are the issues. And here you have selector, right? Now just repair. Use this one. So now it's matching with every browser activity. Now let's see debug. Let's where can we update this so that the timeout is not 30 seconds? In which property do we need to update so that the timeout is not 30 seconds?
Timeout MS.
Okay, let's
In
keep
common, we have the timeout option.
yeah. So here we'll do it. Unlink. Let's see. Within 2 seconds, it should close. Whatever it does.
Why showing error browser activity?
That is because it's not able to get this particular URL. Here browse jobs we have UiPath jobs.
Okay.
So there is also an option to close it. That is close. Always input mode Chromium API. I think this should be good. We'll do one thing. Process. We should not be doing this, but let's try. Process name is it. Windows R. So MS Edge is the name of the website or name of the application. Okay, so let's open this one. Debug. So this closes. Now what we need to do, we need to extract the values. So let's log in again.
Bajrang, so for some reason, if you're not able to close the application, you go and kill the process.
If the application, like if I'm not able to find or close it, yeah, I'll kill the process. So here, okay. So this, I think this is there is an issue with this. We are linking this one with this one, and there are with same properties. So here the close is never. Don't close it anytime because we are opening a new browser, right? Or opening a new session altogether. So let's go ahead and debug. Okay. Now what exactly do we need to do? So here we have, let's continue. Let's close this, but let's open this one. UiPath search. See, this is what the issues will be. The more you work on some project, the more you will try to find the issues and you will try to resolve them. That's how you learn faster. Extract info. What do we need to extract? We need to extract table extraction. We need to have the names. We need to have the company names. Okay. And then we'll have years of experience. And then, okay, they have different tags altogether. So let's see if we can add something. Okay. There are, okay, let's see with this one. There is no pattern. So if you can see, there is a pattern till here. Okay, now we don't have any other pattern. So let's go back. There are two rows, or what we can say is delete. I'll add data. Okay, I'll take this one. Okay, and then let's give out a confirm enter. So this is done. Next, again, add data. This one, correct. So if you can see, all the matching items are added. Now here, status. Here, the only thing that we will do is we will add a URL as well. Let's see if this will come. Okay. Now, next button, finishing the selection. Let's close this one. There is a URL. This is extracted data table. Let's write the data table to right range. Sheet name is sheet. I'm not going to add anything. Extracted data table is what I want. Cell can be anything. Let's run this one. So ideally what it should do, as per your understanding?
Must extract the data, whatever you
Yeah.
have selected, and write to the Excel sheet.
So how much data will it extract? Like if you can see, there are here I think we have 30. So let's see. Naukri or project. This is what we have. We have all the websites, URLs, everything added up. Okay. Only thing that we have missed is we haven't added the URLs. So let's try to add them or update them. Not sure if this will work, but let's try. Edit target. Edit target. Certificate. So all I need to see is I need to see some values. So if you see here, this one text we have source nothing. So if I want to just add something, I'll just add this particular item. This is for hyperlink. Okay, let's add and then select. So if you see now we have two URLs, column name 3 and column 2 URL. Save and go back. So what is the next button over here? So after completing one page, we'll need to select the next page. So that is the next page URL or next button. Okay. I'll just close the existing one and let's open the new one again. Okay, this is done. Now I will have something on here. Let's start. I'm not getting the exact value out of it, but let's try to extract some sample data. text extraction, and let's getting the values URL and URL tree as well. All we are getting. Let's see if there is some URL then. This one, there is no URL. So let's close it. Have a breakpoint over here. Try range. Debug again. I think it's opening multiple browsers. That might be an issue. Let's wait for a few minutes. So what is the default timeout for extra data table?
30 seconds.
What was it?
Timeout. Are you asking about timeout?
Yeah, timeout.
30 seconds.
How to reduce that?
So in timeout property.
Exactly. So maybe in headers, let's go ahead and see this one. Continue on narrator 2. So it's waiting for 30 seconds, then it's picking up the value. But let's see with the locals. So these are the ways how I can get the data. So if I can see here, I don't have any data that's coming in. Okay. So this is empty value. That's what it extracted. Let's stop it. Let's try to remove what? No limit. Number of items, let's keep it to 10. Okay, we should not have this one. Like we should not have this issue. Timeout is 3 seconds. 3000 milliseconds. Path 2. So use application browser. Close never. Open never, because this will already be open. So let's try again. Debug to just map this one. Okay. Let's debug. Now how much time will it wait to complete this activity?
3 seconds.
Yeah. And now I think it is throwing an error in application browser. This one. Let's see. Let's stop. Edit selector. Highlight target. Cannot identify the target. See, if you are not able to identify the target, then just try to open it again. Like indicate target on screen. F4 or F2. Start. Okay. So this is my browser. Okay, and browser URL, I can just keep it to start. That's what I think.
What is
Whatever
F?
it is.
What is F4?
F4 is to hold it. Like it will pause the selection.
Acha.
So how many values is it extracting? Multiple values. So let's go ahead and step into continue. Project data. So how many results is it extracting? There are some results. Yeah, it actually picked up 10 values, but I think that should be fine. The next item is not available. So if I want to, so is this process, the bot that we have done, is it a performer or dispatcher?
Dispatcher.
So,
This
yeah,
is a
dispatch.
dispatcher.
Why? Your task is just to report it, right? The bot is already doing that. It's just taking the results and sending it out. Why can't it be a performer? Why is it only a dispatcher? Okay, so you don't need to check, or what we need to see is we don't know exactly how it can be a dispatcher or performer. See, this bot can be both. It can be dispatcher if this is the starting point of something else. For example, the URLs that we have extracted, we need to do something with those URLs. So these all the activities to extract the URL is dispatcher process. Now, once you open it and once you apply it, there is a different activity. So that activity is called performer
Performer.
or
If you work on, if you extract and you perform something on it, that comes under performer, right?
okay. See, that's what I'm telling. If you see this particular process, I'm also telling this as performer only. But
Oh,
if the requirement is already met, like I just need to extract information and there is no further activity. I need not
okay, got it.
distribute anything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need not send or store the information anywhere. No bot, no other bot is coming in, no other sub process coming in. Only everything will be sufficient within this process. So this is a performer.
Okay, got it. I mean, based on requirement, we can like
Hmm.
decide whether it is both or it is just performer or
Exactly.
dispatcher.
So this particular process, if you are telling that you are telling that this is a dispatch process, I will tell that this is a performer. If you tell that this is a performer, I can tell that this is a dispatcher because as per the requirement, this is only one step. Once I record this one, I need to add all these items to orchestrator queue, and all the bots need to open each and every URL and it need to apply. So now that is a performer activity. So depending upon the use case and depending upon the scope that we have, this particular activity changes.
Okay. Vajrang, I have a doubt. Can I ask?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What is delay before and delay after?
Okay. Now when you're typing into something, delay before you type if you want to wait. For example, I clicked on this button, like, okay, I clicked on this search button and the results will come after 3 seconds or 4 seconds.
Okay.
So if I start extracting the items before that particular stipulated time, then I may not get complete results, right?
Right, right. Okay.
So before
Got it.
extracting, I will wait for some time. So
Okay.
after delay, so like you click a button and wait after that. Don't go because after button click, I will need to verify a particular screen appeared or not.
Okay. Got
So
it.
that is delay after.
No. Thanks.
Okay. Yep. Any other questions?
No.
No? Okay, thank you. So now what you guys can do is do the same bot, but instead of just getting the information, you need to open it and you need to apply for it as well. Register to apply or log in to apply, whatever it is, you need to apply it. Okay. If you can do this, then you will get to know what is your nearby location and how you can apply. Like this works on both ways. The project will be completed and you will be able to extract all the information about the jobs. Okay. The next thing is to create deployment documents. Okay. File general. I'll see if I have any deployment document. Files. Okay. There is UiPath developer support interview question. Just check them. Those will be useful. So here are the steps for deploying a process to UiPath orchestrator. I think you already know this one. How many of you don't know this? Like you don't know how to publish. Do you know it or not?
No, it's
Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and check this one. Maybe if you can just recheck it and that can help you out, you can do it. All I will do is I'll just add it to general folder and you will be able to access it. Okay, that's link to interview system. More, more general. But not general, I'll add it to team 6 RPM June 2022. So now you have this one. And the second thing is stock price STD. So till now, did we see PDD or not? Till now, in any process.
Yeah, PDD we see. STD or
Let's
PDD?
also let's see the SGD as well. Okay. Move. So what is the difference between PDD and an SGD? Let's assume that the project is completed. All I need to do is I need to extract the information. So I did it. Now, what is the difference between PDD and SGD?
In STD, we need to add all the steps and whatever steps we have taken to design the project, to create the code. Why? Because when next time, whenever the people will assign for the new projects or something, they will refer over the SDD document to understand that how we implement the project and the what variables and what we created.
So what will be there in SGD?
It's about that which version we have used the UiPath and what are the variables we used, what are the workflows we used, and what are the arguments.
So this is one sample SGD, and if you can see, it will have assumptions like what has access to Google. So in our case, what is it? Bot has access to Naukri application. Okay. Next one, bot need not log in or bot correct username and password is required. No, give credentials, Gmail credentials, whatever it is, we need to add. No, this is an as-is process flow. And this is our to be process flow. These as-is and to be process flow will be there. And what is the process description? That's what we need to write. Okay. Then next one, application details. What application do we need? Now solution organization. Now if you see here, this is our solution, right? We need to organize this. So what is the best way to get a solution design document? We have in UiPath marketplace. UiPath Marketplace. So this is the URL. So how to create an SDD is what we are checking out. Let's assume that the project is completed. All we need is we need to give it a handover, or even before handover, just to make sure every documentation is ready. Okay, now things notes.
So STD is once you are done with the project, you
Yeah.
document it and hand it over.
Yes. So
Before you hand it
PDD,
over,
yes, correct. PDD will be developed by PDD will be developed by business analyst. Okay, SDD will be developed by developer. Why? Because developer will know what exactly is there in the solution. Is it right? And how many pages have we created or how much code have we written? Everything will be there in the SDD, solution design document. Now, here we have something called SDD maker in our assistant. So I can download it. I will give you the URL as well. So this is our SDD assistant. So what this will do is this will create all the files with all the template for us. So we'll use this one. Sign in. So I already have a sign in account, so I'll just sign in. You can use anything. You can use your own version or login. Okay. So this is also a UiPath code. Extract all. Extract. So let's close our robotic enterprise framework Naukri profile and open this assistant. All I will do is I will just execute this process, nothing else. Any questions so far? We need to close in next 5 minutes.
Vajrang, I have the one website for data scraping. Previously, I shared in the group also. I am unable to extract the data using the data scraping, and you told me that get text activity. But here I am not getting that how we can extract the data, structured data using the get text activity. In the get text, we will only get the normal one file text only.
I asked you to use getText, but before doing that, you need to use find children and you need to iterate through each for each item. Let's see. We'll do it. We'll check it. Okay. But if you observe this, our current process is giving me a project and it will ask me to select the file path. Where exactly is it? So this is in this PC or documents and UiPath. Okay. And Naukri profile. So if I can just select it, what it will do is it will create a SDD for me. This should be completed. So we just need to wait for this process to be completed. So this is also a UiPath code. That is the reason we're executing it. So instead of checking what this bot is doing and how this bot is working, let's just see with the solution and this particular document, we will be able to understand the details. It's still executing. Okay, this is still executing. So what we'll do is we'll just stop it once. I think there are many things that's happening. So we'll just execute it in run mode. Leave about all these activities. Log activities is fine. This is just run, then debug, so that we'll get fast result. We need to select this particular item or the project. Let's wait. This is an issue with the latest versions of UiPath because it moved completely to .NET framework. Every time we are starting, we are creating a new library. So that is the reason it's throwing error. But let's see. I think yeah, this PC documents UiPath and then Naukri. Yeah. So it created a new item with the date and time. Okay, so when it is done, this is the document that it's creating, and this document will have all the details about all the process. So here, let's update this to Naukri, and let's see. Naukri Jobs extractor. Okay, and here table of contents we have. What is the purpose of this document? Document history. So here the name is Vajrang, department is IT, and date is 27 June 2022. Okay. Now along with me, all the others can also update this one. Okay. So that they give you the correct version. Automated process details. So what is this background? Is this a foreground bot or background bot or a mixed bot? Can you tell me what is the difference between FOR, BOR, and MAX? For
Foreground is application must be open when you are
foreground
executing.
robot, foreground robot, or front office robot. Front office robot. So this is back office robot. So the difference between this is front office robot must be started manually. Back office robot can be automated from orchestrator. If you just want to execute the process without logging into machines and all, then BOR is the best solution. But if you want to open this one and if you want to see, if you want to manually add the items and to remove the items, then front office robots are the robots that you need. Okay. Now, was orchestrator used? Yes, orchestrator is used. Let's assume that it's used. Is it scalable? Yes, it is scalable. And is it a background process? No, this is not a background process because we have items, but this is back office robot, not front office robot. Next, what is the UiPath version used? And if you see here, what is the runtime guide? Next, input data. What is input? What is output? What is reporting? How are we reporting? How is orchestrator used? Each and everything that we need for a project will be available in this document. And along with that, every workflow, what are the arguments and what is the description for each and every argument? We need to mention this in SGD. And what are the packages that we are using? For example, if in future someone upgrades it, we need to know what packages have we used to create it, right? So that is the reason activity packages. And any other details we need to mention it over here. So this is all about save. So this is all about SDD, solution design document. Any questions? I'll just upload this to our files. Everyone, please be fast.
Vajrang, if you
Yep.
publish the bot in the cloud, in the means orchestrator, it will bot will run in the cloud. Either we need the mission, like we need to separate laptop for the to run the bot.
See, it's not about cloud or your laptop. It's about a environment or a login user. Okay. So orchestrator has nothing to do with execution. It is only to monitor and configure the items. So for example, your machine can be a unattended robot, but it's just a machine. If you want to log in, you can log in and you can continue to work, right?
Yes.
But if you are using or if you want to deploy it to multiple clouds or multiple VMs, you can deploy that using orchestrator only. You cannot go into 100 VMs and you cannot install each and everything, right? That should be done by that should be like extracting the values or checking the values. So those details can be executed by the orchestrator. Okay. So orchestrator is mainly to monitor or to orchestrate or to check how many robots are executing. So all these things will come under orchestrator. Okay. Bot execution will still happen in the machine only.
Mission only, yeah. Okay.
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 Okay. Fine. So let's stop the meeting for today. But are you able to understand the process now? See, now first we started with the requirement, then we created the process, then we are able to deploy the process, then we are able to create a solution design document. So all these things will happen. Okay. Now tell me about yourself is the question that I want to be answered by um, Mahadevi. Mahadevi, can you please answer this? What I want you to tell is each and everything about life cycle of a project. How you started, how you ended, till you end.
Which class you're asking?
Sorry, in normal project. Like how did we start? We have started with a requirement, right? A requirement gathering and analysis.
Yeah, yeah.
Then what did we do?
Then we'll create PDD.
Superb. Then
Then we'll get the approval for item.
yes. Then okay. Now you got the approval. Next, what's the next step? Write code for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Once the code is completed, then
Then we have to test it and then prepare the STD.
Exactly. Superb. Then after the STD is approved, then
I think we have to go for release it for the production.
exactly release it for production, and we will maintain it using like maintenance time. Also, what is hypercare?
Sorry.
What is hypercare? Anyone
I,
can answer. What is hypercare?
When a project goes to production, it will be taken care by developer for few some amount of time. That is hypercare.
Exactly. Now, normally in projects, a hypercare phase is the phase when we, after deploying it into production data, we will see how the bot is executing, and we'll have a close look at it. And we'll observe each and every action and the result as well. Okay. Now, can we create SGD in the beginning, or can we just add the SGD in the beginning of the project, like while creating PDD?
No.
The answer is yes. So it when we talk about SGD, it just meant that how we are going to design the process. So if you design the process, do you design the SGD in the beginning? You are showcasing your idea that okay, I will run with these many bots, I will show these details and all. So after completion of the code completely, then you will update the SGDs, whatever you have created. If you want to update, you will need to update that one. Okay. There is no rule that SGD should be done only in the at the end. Even though we do it in the beginning, just to have an understanding of how things will work, where we have at the in the last, SGD should be updated. Okay. Guys, are you able to understand? No.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's stop it for today. My battery is going to die. So let me just stop the recording as well. Okay. I hope you enjoyed today's